Well, hi there, and welcome to our Move the Needle YouTube and podcast series. I'm Matthew Blades.
I'm Steve Patz, and here's what's coming up today.
200, 300,000 views.
I would say
in
that's
2020.
pretty viral.
Yeah, most people would love a video
that
to pop
could
that
have
hard.
2020, in today's terms, that's more like 1 million. To your point, maybe again, like
Should try gummies.
Yes.
Going in a different direction there.
but I'll try. Chuck.
Just drew on your head.
Oh, maybe.
You did.
Oh, right, because I put this on the back. Right down the middle.
She did. That's perfect.
It's going to be a great show, right?
It's going to be a fantastic
Yeah,
show. We've
really
got
looking forward to
3 great guests. Again, I think very entertaining.
All doing something a little bit different,
Yeah.
too. Fitness, being the influencer that everybody wants to be. There's a woman who's going to stop by and talk about art.
And
there's a lot of
how
cool
art heals. I'm
Yeah.
interested how that goes too, and we get a little sprinkle of mental wellness with all this stuff.
Let's
We're
go,
gonna talk
man.
about this.
Little mental wellness in the year new never hurt
Yes.
anybody. Before we jump into the show, I just want to say thank you very much to Amy Richardson from Savvy Realty Group, and of course, Duenas Eden and Cravata down there in Ahwatukee. You guys watch this, and then when we come back, we'll be sitting down with Aiesha.
Buying or selling a home is one of the most important decisions you're going to make, so you deserve someone who truly cares about your journey. I'm Amy Richardson with the Savvy Realty Group and HomeSmart. Living and raising my family in Ahwatukee for nearly 20 years, this community isn't just where I work, it's my home. Growing up in the Midwest, I learned early the importance of connections and relationships. These values shape everything I do. From our initial conversation to long after you've settled into your new home, I'm here to provide ongoing support and guidance. From staging to cutting-edge marketing strategies, we expertly showcase your home to sell swiftly for the highest possible price. So if you're ready to buy or sell, please reach out to me. And remember, important decisions require savvy solutions.
Divorce is never easy. It's emotional, uncertain, and deeply personal. That's why at Duenas Eden Cravata, we start by listening.
Unlike large firms, we specifically limit our case size, so your case never gets lost. We guide you through divorce, custody, and property division with clarity and care. Some lawyers equate aggression with success. We know better. We lead with compassion, integrity, and unwavering advocacy, because protecting families requires more than a courtroom fight.
At Duenas Eden Cravata, we're more than attorneys. We're your partners for tomorrow.
Well, welcome to episode number 75 of our Move the Needle YouTube and podcast series. Sorry, I almost cut you off there.
No,
What were you gonna
75. I mean, I like that number.
Right.
I was.
Both of us hanging out in Scottsdale with our new friend Aiesha Beasley is a content creator, a social media strategist. She's got her own podcast, and we're here to just chop up all that stuff for her. So welcome.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank
thank
you
you.
thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming along and being this. So now,
Excited to be here.
are you like most of these content folks? Did you do a job before that you had just found that you hated, and you said, you know what, but I'm good in this space? Or what is your trajectory to content creation?
Yeah, so I've been actually in the industry for 15 years. I actually had a blog. I had a Tumblr. I started in 2010.
Yeah, you're
All
like
right.
OG.
Very OG.
Yeah.
While I was in college, I, decided just to post on Tumblr for fun.
Yeah.
I mean, back then, in the early 2010s, there really wasn't influencer culture. There really wasn't even content creator. It was blogger, really,
So true.
Social media was very new. And so it's not like how it is now, to where it's a real thing. It's a real job. People are quitting their jobs to do it. So for me, it was just a hobby. It was really just a fun creative outlet, and it's turned into something way bigger than I thought. And then at that point, doing that, I started on Instagram in 2017. So I've had my account on there for 9 years, and it's been through so many eras, and it's evolved. I think that's the thing about content creation. It evolves over time. So for me, I've been doing it for so long. It's been a fun ride.
Okay, all right.
I got to follow up. What surprised you on this journey? Anything that really pops up that since you started till now, wow?
I would say for me, being someone who's been doing it for so long, I think the biggest thing is that it's a journey. And what surprised me was TikTok really was the thing that catapulted doing this full time. How
so?
So for me, when I was posting on Instagram, I, was just posting my life living in Tucson. I'm born and raised from there. Oh, nice. And what had happened was I took a job out here in 2019 to Phoenix. And I was thinking for myself, I was like, I'll be in Phoenix for maybe like a year or two, then maybe go somewhere else. Because being an Arizona native, it's kind of like you want to escape. You want to
bust out.
You want to go somewhere else. And
big city.
Big city. And so for me, I was just thinking that pandemic hit. I was like, you know what? I'll download TikTok like everybody else did during COVID. And then from there, I had a couple of like just random videos of me exploring like coffee shops, and it kind of went viral. So
they loved you.
Yeah, I accidentally became a food influencer. So that was kind of like a whole thing. I mean, because at the time I was just posting lifestyle and fashion. I don't know.
Let's eat some food then. Let's go for food,
it wasn't.
right?
I didn't even think about a niche. I was just posting.
So
honestly.
can I ask you if you recall the one or two videos that popped off the hardest, like up front? What was your first big win?
The big win was a video. It was actually in Tucson. It was Little Anthony's, a diner in Tucson.
Okay.
It was just honestly me. Just like they had this cool pink car outside. I was like standing in front of it, and then I had a couple of clips of me like on the inside of like the diner, and it just blew up. So that was pretty crazy. And then
what does blow up mean? What does that mean?
It was like, I think it went semi-viral over, I think 200, 300,000 views.
I would say
in 2020.
that's pretty viral.
Yeah, most people would love a video to pop that hard.
2020, in today's terms, that's more like 1 million, because how many people, if you'd say, people are on now?
Yeah, so that was pretty viral
big.
Back then, especially as a local creator.
Huge.
So does that set the belief in you then? Is that the moment where you go, okay, I did it once, I'm gonna do it again now?
Yeah, and then for me, that was unexpected. And then I just remember a few businesses starting to DM me. They're like, hey, like, do you think you can come in and do a video? And I'm like, a food video? And they're like, yeah, we'll give you some free food. And I was like, sure. I was working retail at the time, so I'm like, I'll take a free meal, I'll do it. And it kind of started this whole thing, Arizona Places.
Okay.
So that's kind of what really kicked it into gear, and here I am.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is so crazy. I love that. What do you got?
I just read that it's really been organic growth that you've really been able to do this with. A question about that is, what's one thing creators ignore that makes the algorithm fall in love with you by being so genuine?
I would say, for me, just being yourself and being authentic on what you're posting. I think when you lean into more of who you are and show more of your personality, I think that...
Sorry, this fly loves our podcast. Every time we're up here, this fly...
It lives here.
It does live here. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It is every...
So funny.
We should name it.
We should name the fly at this stage.
He'll come over to me. See, it's my turn next.
Right.
So funny. But yeah, I think just leaning into your authenticity, I think, when you build a loyal and engaged audience, I think it really can kind of trigger in the algorithm that people are continuously engaging and loving your content.
Like fly lovers.
Yeah.
I mean, that. Like genuine, a fly comes in, we're probably going to attract everybody who loves flies.
I want to talk tactics. Can we talk tactics?
Let's
Because
do it.
you coach people too, right?
Yeah,
You're for hire to work with people and help them develop campaigns and that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
So let's talk tactics a little bit. What I'm hearing in 2026 is the polished video is gone. Like, it's dead. Like, nobody wants these super edited videos anymore. They want, like, literally grab the phone and start talking. Okay, so I want you to address that. And then I also want you to address this other thing I'm hearing, which is quantity. People are saying you got to be generating 10 to 20 pieces of content a day.
Wow.
to really bust through the algorithm and get yourself noticed.
I want to hear about that.
Yeah,
Ooh,
right.
those are some good questions.
Yeah.
So I'd love to know what you think about it, what you see. What do you know? What do you know, Aiesha?
Yeah, so I will say in terms of like the first question, talking about because you mentioned what again, the just authenticity. With
Right. Overly produced videos, like AI is making like it's so obvious now.
It's made it not fun.
Well, it just made it look all the same.
Right.
Yeah, I will say this on a creator standpoint. I think the biggest thing is people are tired of being sold to. It's like every influencer, every creator is like ad, pushing sales. And I think what more people are wanting, they just want real stuff, real raw content. They don't want to be sold to in every single video anymore. And yeah, the polished videos are great, but give me something more. If you're going to do a polished video, like I want more substance, because I feel like we see a lot of these just like quick little aesthetic videos, which are good. I mean, obviously if you're following trends, it might pop off in the algorithm, but there's no substance behind it. And I think people are just kind of tired of that. They want just something more real. So if you're going to do something overly produced, like give me more of a backstory, give me more of a background. I want to know more about you, the real you, just something raw, and I think that's what people want. And I do feel like the front facing videos do better. I mean, I've even seen it a little bit like on my TikTok. I've been testing a few things, and you just saying, hey, I went here and I liked it. Like people like that more because it's not just like a commercialized food video
with somebody narrating in the background.
Yeah, narrating, or just kind of like the same type of thing, So I think people are just wanting just real opinions, just raw, organic, authentic thoughts, because everybody's just become the same. It's just a carbon copy, same stuff.
Yeah. Before you get to Matthew's second question, when you talk about, are you thinking quick? Are you talking about authentically quick videos? Is there a time piece that you have to be aware of, or are you talking about like 20 seconds, 30 seconds?
I don't really think there needs to be a time on it. I think if it's good content and you have something really good and unique to say, I think that trumps anything than, just a 20-second video with no context to it.
So quantity.
Yes.
Where are we at on that front?
I don't agree with it. Yes, the truth is the more you post, the more chances of you going viral and getting views, right? It's like a lottery ticket. If you buy 50 lottery tickets, you're higher your chances. Sure. But I feel like quality is coming back. I mean, if I rather see one good quality video from a creator I follow than like 20 videos that are like meh, I may pass on and might not engage in. Okay. So I think I'm seeing more of that. I do believe, if you post more, I mean, obviously you're higher your chances, but what type of followers are you going to attract? Because if you get that viral video, and let's say it's not something that you're really interested or talking about, or maybe it's just a random goofy funny dance video, like you may gain a few followers from that, but are they going to continue to engage in your content? Because maybe it was that dance video that popped off, but maybe majority of your content is talking about history, and that was the viral video. You're not going to get repeated and an engaged loyal audience off of that.
And then of course I think we should probably add, it also depends on who it is and what they're doing too.
Yeah.
Some people can get away with, probably depending on who they are, their personality, a lot of content. Some people not so much, to your point. But I was really interested in your thought, because I'm one of the people that I'm not overly on it, but I'm on enough to see that I like people who do good content. I think some people, I even tell some people that I know that they water down their good content by throwing in, I go, that was great, but then you follow up with 3 really meh things, and it's kind of like, then that one got buried. The good content got buried. So what do you say about that? Do some people can fall in that trap? Or?
I think they do, and I think a lot of creators, even myself, have been guilty of this. I mean, I think you're just trying to, you want to chase those numbers, right? Because one might do well, and you're like, okay, let me keep doing this because this is getting traction. But is that really quality content? Is it really good content? Because again, the more you post, I mean, the quality can go down, and is that really attracting the type of audience you want? Is it going to build longevity long term for you? I don't know.
People are watching. There's so many folks who are interested in what you do and what you know, which is why you need to hire her. Let me say that, all right? I'm interested in where you think the next big wave is going. And you know, I'm hearing a lot about YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, for what I'm gathering, YouTube is going to be bigger than all of them. Probably this is that year that they bust out. Like, I know people talk about TikTok and Instagram because they're trendy.
Yeah.
But I'll be straight up, man. Like, I haven't seen hardly any conversion from Instagram, TikTok, Meta platforms like I do YouTube platforms.
Yeah.
So what do you think about this whole YouTube?
Yeah, I think long
business?
form is slowly making a comeback. We know we're seeing, you know, blogs making a comeback with like Substack. You know, we're seeing
it's cool.
YouTube really going upwards on a trajectory because we're experiencing short form fatigue, right? Like,
right.
There's so much content we're being fed every day on TikTok and Instagram Reels, and it's almost exhausting. Yeah. And it's almost like short form content is like the McDonald's of fast food, right? It's fast food, it's quick, it's a dopamine hit, but I'm probably not going to remember the last 20 videos I scrolled through and watched, right? But I'm going to remember probably that YouTube video I sat and watched for 30 minutes because you're building more of a loyal audience. If you can have an audience sit through more than like a 10-minute video, those are loyal fans. Those are OGs. They love you because they're actually really, truly interested in you. Because, I mean, even when I scroll on my TikTok, I'm just mostly on the For You page. I'm rarely checking up on, like, the people I follow, right? Because it's just like you're just being constantly fed content.
I interviewed this author on my other podcast a year ago, and he said 4 of 12 posts we see are from people we know.
Yeah.
4 of 12 are from people we know. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's a third, if I could do my math correctly.
Crazy, man.
Yeah.
Like, isn't that scary? It's like you didn't go on Instagram to, like, get Todd from South Dakota, but now all of a sudden this dude's up in your feed.
Yeah. Just random people.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. Don't get me wrong. Some of it I love, right?
I want to quickly follow up on your question and your, backing up on this. The long form, again, like even our platform here where you're sitting here, where else can somebody really sit down and hear Aiesha here in the community like we're doing it with you sitting in the spotlight? Absolutely. I think it's amazing, and I think people are going to enjoy hearing, some of the other things that you've shared with us, and some of the other things that you're still going to share with us. I got a couple good ones.
She's got her own podcast that's being resurrected.
Exactly. Let's talk about that. Yeah.
It's called Thriving
Loudly.
Thriving Loudly. What a great title.
And Wildly. No.
Oh, we might have to go with that.
That was Matthew's.
Yeah. What's that?
I stole the Wildly.
Loudly.
And Wildly.
Yeah, Wildly is what I put down first. Had you been podcasting in the past and it just got dormant, or?
So we actually launched last year, and we just did a short 8-episode season just to trial it.
I love that.
And
I would think that's such a great idea for people.
Yeah, just to see the flow of it and see, how we want to go about it.
Right.
And so now we're like, okay, let's really take this seriously in 2026 because I do feel a need as a full-time creator to be present in long form. I think for longevity, if you're trying to be a full-time content creator, you need to have one long form lane for longevity.
For sure.
So I think podcasting for me is one of those lanes. I've even started blogging again. I got onto Substack, and we're just doing all the things.
Are you
everywhere.
charging people to watch your content yet on Substack?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I'm just trying to build.
Okay.
I'm in the building phase.
Yeah,
just
it's
like
interesting.
I'm just starting from ground zero, like I've always been doing. So I'm excited about it.
Because I've always been interested in this membership model for our show, Steve, our YouTube series, right? Like, it's nice to have viewers, but if we could somehow have a really low subscription fee where people got our content early and ad-free, right, is kind of the trend that I see in a lot of places. I don't know. I always feel like that was something to think about.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, I could see that. But really, like this platform, though, bringing in the local business and our partners that we share, I think it is part of it, too. It depends on what you're trying to achieve. And again, I think, this is our brainstorm. We've created it together by bringing in the local business, and then local guests, and then sharing it on the local platform. I think it's amazing. But let me just
wind down here.
Yeah, because I've got one. It's really based on what you just talked about. If social media disappeared tomorrow, what skill would still make you unstoppable, and why don't more creators build that first?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would say definitely marketing. I think writing is a good skill. I think even just filming and videography, even if social media stopped, businesses still need to find lanes to market. And if we're talking about what we're seeing in the entertainment industry and even in Hollywood is like kind of struggling because of, what social media and content creation, you could still use those skills and probably land a job working for Netflix or something. If you're good at editing, if you're good at videography, writing, these skills can help you become a producer. Sure. Even just building a business and learning those skill sets to build, like you can definitely do that.
Well, and there's lots
sure.
of businesses that hire that in-house, right, to do their videos.
So I love that. Really building, knowing the business end as well, knowing how to run it all. I love that answer.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, if people want to reach out to you, we can link to your website in our show notes.
Yeah.
What is the site? Is it just Aiesha Beasley?
Yeah, it's AieshaBeasley.com. And then I'm on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Substack, and then my podcast, Thriving Loudly.
Yes.
Is all out. What's the
all
handle?
out.
Do you have the same handle everywhere?
For Thriving Loudly, it's at Thriving Loudly. And then my handle is at Aiesha Beasley everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Let's hope this conversation goes a little viral so they can hear and go to all that.
Be nice, right?
Yes.
You're giving up some good information.
Yeah.
Love it.
Thank you very much for stopping by.
Thank you for having me. This is so fun.
Yeah, I
Fantastic.
really enjoyed it.
Thank
All right,
you.
when we come back, if you are over 40 and having trouble sleeping and having trouble getting fit, we've got the woman for you. Hang tight.
Buying or selling a home is one of the most important decisions you're going to make, so you deserve someone who truly cares about your journey. I'm Amy Richardson with the Savvy Realty Group and HomeSmart. Living and raising my family in Ahwatukee for nearly 20 years, this community isn't just where I work, it's my home. Growing up in the Midwest, I learned early the importance of connections and relationships. These values shape everything I do. From our initial conversation to long after you've settled into your new home, I'm here to provide ongoing support and guidance. From staging to cutting-edge marketing strategies, we expertly showcase your home to sell swiftly for the highest possible price. So if you're ready to buy or sell, please reach out to me. And remember, important decisions require savvy solutions.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to segment number 2 of our Move the Needle YouTube and podcast series. We're live at Craft 64 up here in Scottsdale.
Smelling good.
It is smelling good, isn't it? It always does.
And looking and hopefully feeling good. We're going to hear about
Jumping
Nicki
into
here.
fitness,
Yeah.
sleep, all kinds of stuff here. Nicole Farr
Yes.
is close to us.
Yes.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
And she runs an organization called Nicki Fit, which is great, kind of like Nicki 6. So we should tell her right away. There is a resident fly that loves our podcast.
Okay, I see
we
that
haven't,
here.
Yeah, we haven't named the fly yet, but if anything comes to mind, let us know.
Okay.
Um,
Good
The
to
good
know.
news is we said we attract the people who love flies and they watch the show. We get those fly people watching the show.
Okay, there you go. You know you've got the right people.
You know
and
the
they're,
fly.
They're
There's a whole big.
attracting.
There's a
It's
whole
our niche.
you
It's
know,
our niche.
Jeffrey Goldberg, the fly. The whole.
Oh man.
Okay.
I love your topic, and I want folks to really kind of key into this message because you're somebody who's really focused on sleep. And what's really cool, and for folks that don't know, but there's a really big Medicine 3.0 longevity movement that's taking place in the world right now. And we're starting to wake up and recognize that, our health insurance isn't what's going to keep us healthy. Now we need to seek out other people to continue to be strong and live a long and happy life. And it doesn't matter if I'm talking to a GI doc or I'm talking to a cardiologist. What you talk about is the first thing that they often will say. In fact, I was just interviewing a GI doctor the other day, and I said, what's the one thing you would tell all of your patients to do more of? And he said, sleep. It's foundational. So
Excited to hear about this.
Yeah,
let's
right,
do this.
right. So are you rested today?
I am.
Okay.
Sleep is something that I prioritize as my self-care. If you're going to ask me anything that I'm going to do for myself,
Let's go to bed.
Self-care, it's I'm not always perfect at that 8 hours of sleep, but for me, 7 to 8 hours. I wake up. I rarely wake up I'm up before the alarm because I feel like I've had enough sleep. So that is that's something that I feel very close to. That's what keeps me going.
Okay, but you also are in this fitness industry, because you were mentioning that before. Well, you were talking to Aiesha for a second. She was saying that she just come from a couple of clients where she does some in-home coaching, and so you're working out people in their homes too. How did that all start?
Well, so I mean, by education, at the start of my career, I'm a personal trainer.
Oh, got it.
That's where it all started. I'm a personal trainer and nutrition coach. But as I've been doing that for about 12 years now, and as I've worked through that, one of the biggest issues, and just like you said, it's foundational. Sleep is a big barrier for quality movement and even having that focus for better nutrition. If you're exhausted, if you're tired, there's very little chances that you're going to feel that motivation, that drive to get up and exercise, to even go out for a walk.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you're so tired, you don't care about what you're eating. You just need that food to get you through. So sleep is that foundation.
You do? Why
Rest.
you totally eat worse when you're hungry? It's crazy.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you mind if we press a little rewind here? How did this come up? I mean, am I guessing that this was an original problem that you had that you solved yourself, or was this a passion you had?
So there's several different things that have fed into it. One of the things that I found that I was dealing with a couple of years ago was burnout. Especially as being a small business owner, we're trying to handle all the things for everybody. And I really noticed that it was more of that stress impact and burnout. And that was keeping me awake at night. It was driving some anxiety. It was driving a lot of, really negative kind of mental aspects.
Yeah.
And so that's when I really tuned in. What do I need to feel my best? And sleeping on that, decide to sleep on that. And it was kind of starting to recognize those nights that I was able to kind of calm myself and let myself have a good night's rest, kind of those no pressure nights. I woke up feeling amazing the next day. So it kind of bred from there. And if it all comes to that quality of rest more than anything. And if you can get yourself there, if somebody from a place of burnout can do that, then I can help other people that are operating in places of burnout, which many of us are, in this high-paced, fast-paced world, that, more people could use this to set themselves up for better health.
How do you feel about napping?
Napping, I would love to say you don't need, get people to a point that they don't need a nap, but I think it is a good recharge, especially if you're really struggling with sleep at night and you're just exhausted and really can't make it through a day that you need. Then those 20-minute naps really can be that power charge that you need.
I mean, look. So I did morning show radio for 28 years. And so we were up at 3:15. So I napped every single day of my life.
Yeah.
And it was like I had to.
Well,
and I still went crazy.
To function
Still
in
lost
like
it.
normal society, to get some of your day back.
Yeah.
I can imagine, you coming home, taking a nap, so at least you can have some time in the
Right.
afternoon when the rest of the world is
And I'm not
operating.
like toast by 6:30 or something.
But
like
I want to
that.
throw this in there. I mastered that, literally my body, that 22-minute nap. And most days, most people don't know this, you probably included, Matthew, I will skip lunch and take my 20-minute nap during lunch. Always have. I'm talking about 20, 30 years. It's never been a lack of sleep. For me, when I'm thinking and I'm working, my brain gets tired. And so I think a lot of times just closing my eyes for that 10, 15, 20 minutes when sometimes I wake up, I feel like I've slept a whole night.
Okay.
I mean, so I don't know, is there different types of naps? It's not like a nap like, oh gosh, you see what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, I didn't sleep last night, I need a nap. It's more like, gosh, I having a great morning, I'm worked, I'm not hungry. Let me rest myself for a bit because I got a big afternoon or a big show. So what do you say about that?
And I think there are definitely different types of naps like that. And it's really
Sorry about the napping.
No.
Hold on
No,
a second.
it's good. It's good.
But you brought up a great point. Like your brain is feeling tired, and exactly, maybe you've got those super busy days where you're having to think a lot, or you're making a lot of decisions even right off the bat in the morning. Your brain is going to get tired.
3 or 4 intense
Yeah.
conversations with people, just whatever you're talking about. Gosh, it's not. It's like I guess wheelbarrowing a few. Things of bricks up and down the driveway. Kind of sometimes that's how I feel. Like
Yeah,
it's like,
and if you've got more to do than that afternoon, that power nap, it's got a good name to it. It is. It's going to recharge your brain power for the afternoon.
So
There we go.
let's have a sleep conversation because I love this topic so much. So when I was on the air, I had an endorsement deal with Sleep Number. and I got to meet this guy named the Sleep Geek. That's what they called him. And he was basically like their sleep guru guy. And so he would come on, and I would get to ask him all these questions about sleep because he was an expert in sleep. And so I learned all this cool stuff about sleep. But I want to ask you and what your training says about how to get a better night's rest. And I want to start with the one thing that I think is the biggest problem for most people, and that's that their stupid phone is right next to them. My phone does not exist in my bedroom. I removed that years ago.
Mine neither.
Yours
Nope.
doesn't live?
Nope.
That's good.
In the kitchen.
Is that one of the easier things that people could start doing to get better sleep?
It definitely is.
Yeah.
And that is just one of the many things that lead to that real big problem of why we're not falling asleep at night. And that's that we're overstimulated. And so if we are, if you're overstimulated, which most of us are from our day-to-day life anyway, and then you're keeping that, your phone is continuing to stimulate you. And, you know, the lighting is also, there's notifications usually coming on, you see the little red tag come on that there's a new notification here. You want to go check it out. Your brain is stimulated. It's wanting to look at all the things there. So that's basically telling your brain to stay awake, stay stimulated, tackle all the things you're seeing in front of you.
Right.
It's almost the same as a TV show, though, too. I know a lot of people fall asleep with the TV, but there's a lot of screens and flickering going on that's stimulating the brain.
I can't do that. I need like pitch black. I
Yeah.
mean, even like a little light will bother me. Like a little
Yeah,
light that used to be on the VCR. I used to have to
Yeah.
cover the head
Well,
up.
that's actually really good. The darker you can make your room, the better it will kind of turn off the brain.
Yeah.
And that, a lot of the research and the scientific research will want a super dark room. If you can't have it, use an eye mask.
Yeah, I've had college roommates that have slept with the lights on. I mean, I guess I don't know. Some people figure out a way. I don't know how they do that, but for
what
me,
other tips? Okay, so darker room, you mentioned that. What are some other things that
So
you're coaching
I like
people to do?
kind of in those first lines of getting yourself to settle down a little bit, kind of, and I like that nighttime routine.
Okay.
And that might be, about an hour before bed if you can. That's when the phone turns down. You can turn off the TV. That's when it turns down. You might go into your room at that point, do some stretching, do some journaling. Do some reading. I'm fine with reading too, especially if it's kind of, something that's, again, not necessarily stimulating, not that you want to
Boring.
remember the next day. So,
Right.
maybe a fun, lighthearted book or something like that is just going to kind of help, again, the brain kind of calm down. Even that resting, just leaning back in your bed, there's, again, kind of with that overstimulation, there's that nervous system response. And that's what we want our parasympathetic nervous system to take over. And that's our rest and digest. So we have to tell the body it's okay to rest here. It's okay to sit back and relax. And then that parasympathetic nervous system will start to kick in, take over a little bit more, and helping us relax, and then finally drift off to sleep.
You said that word digest. That was going to be my question. When should you stop the food? Are there acceptable foods that are okay to snack on at night? They aren't going to
Don't tell
you
me
up?
popcorn. Don't
And-
tell me.
and-
Don't
and-
don't
or
gut me here.
Or is it grandma's warm milk that's going to make you go to bed?
Now, I'm not seeing much information out there about the warm milk thing. I think
That's
that
what
was
my
more,
grandma
That was
said,
more than
but I
just.
don't
I think that was almost kind of that comfort, so
Something.
that kind of brain
and
signal.
grandma gave
so
it
again,
to you.
that's
It's like okay.
That's an okay thing. As far as kind of cutting off that dinner time, that bigger meal, that's best to do that about 2 hours before you think you're going to go to bed.
But the hard part when you said the snacking, people go for this late night
I'm
snacks.
turned
Yeah.
into a snack machine, and
Yes.
it drives me insane.
So
And I mean, one of the things that I like to try to help people with too is, there is the overall nutritional element. Listen to your body. Are you really hungry, or are you just kind of driving for
Bored.
something salty?
I'm bored.
You want to be doing something.
Right.
If you can, the best thing you can do if you do really feel like you are hungry and need a snack before bed, is go with some balance, a little bit of that protein, maybe some fruit and yogurt, fruit and cottage cheese. Definitely have something, because if you're starving when you go to bed, you're not going to be able to fall asleep or stay asleep.
Sure.
Have a little something. Have some nuts. Again, even a piece of fruit with that little bit of fat and protein. Kind of think about that balance, even in a snack.
how about my pumpkin seeds? That's been my go-to.
Oh, that's actually those are great.
Yes,
I like those. Those are great.
That's
yeah.
been my go-to.
So-
They've become my new habit, I'll say.
What's your nighttime ritual?
So I'm a big reader before I go to bed.
Okay.
And that actually, I rarely get through even a couple of pages, and I'm like, then my eyes are
She's
done
trained,
and they're ready
yeah.
ready
Yeah.
to shut. But I do go in. electronics are turned off. I probably, I would say anywhere between an hour and 30 minutes. Sometimes I'm not always perfect with that, but I do. I read. I do a little bit of journaling too. I do my gratitude journal, and I also write down my win from the day. So I like to keep track of that, kind of those going to sleep on those positive notes.
I like that.
Yeah.
I used to be I was studying under a Buddhist teacher for a number of years, and he had this really cool thing at the end of the night called a pillow meditation. And the whole pillow meditation was set to celebrate the one thing that you did today, because his whole idea was that if you go to sleep thinking about it, it will grow seeds. And that's the premise of the gratitude practice in general.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's such a cool thing that you do that every single night.
I like that. Ending the day on positivity. So that's
It's not bad, right? It's not bad. All right, what do you got over there, Steve?
All right, here we go. I'm going to throw this out a little bit. We'll call this a left field one. Okay, if you could ban one wellness habit that's secretly ruining women's sleep after 40, what would it be? And why would people hate you for saying it?
Banning it would be fasting.
Oh.
Even that intermittent fasting that is very popular, especially for women over 40, because that kind of putting our body in that starvation, especially if we're doing it's very popular to go kind of a 8-hour window of eating, but then 16 hours. Even when you start to feel triggered, those hunger hormones, you're also triggering those stress hormones in your body. There's a lot of fluctuation. Again, our hormones are already fluctuating after 40. And
Right.
so then
They need no help.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So by then going into that fasted state, we're making things work a lot harder. That's those cortisol, that's a hormone itself. The stress hormones are starting to fire and trigger. That's something that's going to prevent us from relaxing and calming down, because cortisol is a fight or flight, that overstimulation, that sympathetic nervous system hormone. So it's just triggering kind of all the wrong things that we want to do to be able to have a good night's sleep.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. Great answer, because, by the way, we've
You're
talked
a
about
faster.
this. I'm an intermittent faster,
Okay.
but not. I have my dinner. I actually fast during the day.
Okay.
And then I will have a dinner time. Like today, I had a yogurt, banana, hard-boiled egg. That's it. And then I'll have dinner. Like 5, 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. I try to start at 5. Today probably
Now, do you
6 o'clock.
feel good when you eat that
I feel
way?
great. Like my energy's off the wall. Would you notice that? I'm not hungry right now.
Yeah.
Again, I've been doing this for a while. My body's trained, but I will say I'm not. I don't necessarily wind down as well at night.
Okay.
To your point, maybe again, like
You should try gummies.
Yes.
We're going in a different direction there.
but I'll try. Chuck.
Yeah, right.
But I will say on that point too, especially when when us women are getting into our 40s, our bodies are acting very differently than a man's
Totally.
body would. And amazingly, so much of the information that's out there, so much of the health and fitness protocols are tested on men, not on women. And so we're taking what
Interesting.
works for men and we're telling women we need to do that, and our bodies are not reacting
Not
the
the
same way,
same.
and it's not necessarily doing what we want it to do.
Yeah. I don't know who your favorite is, but I have a favorite in that space, Dr. Marie Claire Haver. She is like
Never heard.
killing it right now in such a great way. And she's like the foremost
The guru?
menopausal expert on planet Earth right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
she's blowing
She's
up.
national.
Oh,
Or she local.
oh, she's local. She's
local.
national.
She's-
Sorry.
national, okay.
Yeah, she's global at this stage of the game. She was
Wow.
on Oprah.
She's
and
she's been talking about menopause for years. So
Yeah,
before
right.
now, of course, now it's a hot topic and it's,
Well,
it's a
and,
hot
like, the-
trend.
no
but
pun
yeah, she's
intended.
been-
And like the benefit of lifting heavy and getting strong and getting your legs strong and like all of these things that she's talking about, as you well know, are going to be critical. You know, this longevity doc that I work with, he's like, look, what you do in your 30s and 40s sets up your 50s and 60s. And I would imagine that keeps going, right? What we do in our 50s and 60s sets us up for our 70s and 80s.
Exactly.
And it's like, do you want to roll in your bicycle or do you want to roll in your wheelchair, right? Have you ever seen that video that they
Yeah.
show up in Canada? It's so powerful. It's like, what do you want your last decade to look like?
Yeah.
And they show this guy on a bicycle, and then they show another guy wheeling his wheelchair.
Yeah.
And then they have like 5 images back to back that kind of have that contrast, and it's really powerful. So this is my long-ass way of asking you, what can women be doing to set themselves up for really awesome, solid 50s and 60s?
Getting sleep.
Yeah.
I knew she was going to say
Bring
that. I
it
was
back.
like,
Yeah. And again, I like to emphasize even that high quality sleep versus saying that anybody has to do your 8 hours, because for some people they can get a really good night's quality sleep in 6 hours.
I'm a
And
6 hour. I'm
Really?
Everybody
5-6 hours.
operates a little bit differently
My whole
in
life.
that. And so, yes, we like to try to, as much as you can. But if you are if you're waking up energized, if you're feeling really good and it's only been 6 hours, then that's fantastic. And again, you're feel it. Don't let your watch tell you that you had a good night's sleep. I want you to feel it.
And my last question, Nicki, is my dad told me this, and I've abided to this: early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. What say you about going to bed early?
Well, I will say that is a protocol that I use, but I don't think there's any
universal.
There's universal or different. Again, people's lives are different. If you're going to bed at midnight, but you're still getting that quality sleep, you don't have to get up till 7, 8 o'clock. Then
I guess if you're on the radio at 3:15, you're not on the.
You go to bed at 7:30.
You're not on my schedule, but you're super early. Yeah.
We will link to you in our show notes, and I'll encourage everybody to check out her signature approach, which is about nourishment, movement, and flourishing. And you can see more of that on her website, which, again, will be in the link in our show notes. Who is the avatar for you? Like, who is the perfect client to work with? Like, when they call you and they're like, hey, Nicole, I want to work with you. You're like, score. You're exactly who I'm targeting.
So as we've kind of mentioned here, I work with a lot of women over 40.
Okay.
So that is women over 40, you probably have kids at home and you're also working. So you are trying to make everybody happy. You are carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, and you keep forgetting about yourself. And you're trying to get everything done during the day, and there's a little left for you to calm down at night and get some sleep. Your energy's fading. You notice your memory is not as good as it used to be. That brain power is fading. And so sleep is what will replenish that. So those are the women I like to help kind of retrain their brains and their bodies so that they can operate with more energy every day.
Love that. Well, and plus they got a coach telling them they need sleep so they can tell the kids in the hubs, like, yo, mom's going to go to bed.
That's right. Schedule some nap times for mom.
All right. We'll link it in the show notes. Thanks again for coming.
All right. Thank you both.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. So how about this? We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll sit down with Debra Lee Murrow, and we will talk about being an artist. Hang tight.
Divorce is never easy. It's emotional, uncertain, and deeply personal. That's why at Dueñas Eden Crevata, we start by listening.
Unlike large firms, we specifically limit our case size, so your case never gets lost. We guide you through divorce, custody, and property division with clarity and care. Some lawyers equate aggression with success. We know better. We lead with compassion, integrity, and unwavering advocacy, because protecting families requires more than a courtroom fight.
At Dueñas Eden Crevata, we're more than attorneys. We're your partners for tomorrow.
Hi there, my name is Matthew Blades.
And I'm Steve Petz, and together we host the YouTube and podcast series, Move the Needle.
And we're reaching out to you because we're looking for incredible guests in our community who are doing just that, moving the needle. So who are you thinking?
Restaurant owners, business owners, educators, coaches,
professional baseball, football, basketball, whatever, former athletes, nonprofit leaders, speakers, authors. If you're moving the needle in our community, we'd love to feature you on our podcast.
Really, if you're a person of impact, positive impact, trying to transform.
You don't want anybody with negative impact?
No negative impact. No negativity. That's the only criteria. How about that?
All right. If you're interested in being a guest on our Move the Needle YouTube and podcast series, hit the link below, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you.
Well, welcome back to episode 75 of our Move the Needle YouTube and podcast series. This is segment number 3, and we are about to drop the art.
Yeah.
Here.
See what I just made? No,
this is incredible.
Just kidding. I could never do
incredible,
that.
Steve. We're here with Debra Lee Murrow. She is an Arizona artist, and what she does for people, I'm having a hard time getting my head around it, which I'm sure you face off against all the time.
Yes.
But you do corporate events, churches, women's groups, outings. You just made something for a CEO that you're going to do like a little project for his group with. When you're at a party, this is one of my favorite questions to ask guests. When you're at a party and people are like, what do you do for a living? How do you answer the question?
Well, lately I'm just saying I'm an artist, and then just slowly kind of saying, what are the questions they're going to ask? Sometimes it's like, oh, what's your medium? I was like, well, it's just about everything, but I tailor it down because this is my first medium. It's a Japanese calligraphy pen brush.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Those are they make the coolest letters and lines and objects and shapes.
And that's is that the special pen right there?
It is the special pen. I ran into this. This marriage was made in in 2000, and I have not stopped.
What's does he or she have a name?
Japanese. It's a color. It's a color pen brush.
I meant nickname. I'm just kidding.
Oh no.
A color pen brush.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say Fritz or something.
No.
Okay, so people say, you say I'm an artist. They
Yeah.
say, what is that? And you're like, well, I like to draw. I like
Yeah.
to paint. A lot of these things. How do you earn your living? How do you earn your, how do you stay afloat?
So how do I say classes? I teach classes as well.
Amazing.
Yep.
Okay.
So I make people say this. Can you tell me what that says?
I am an artist, creative.
And creative. So that's the first step. I help people find their creativity. And I start every session and I do a keynote talk on you were born for greatness and a purpose, and we all start saying this. Because if you don't know and you don't verbalize and get it in your brain and out into the air that you are creative, then you're going to have a roadblock. And then I say, and that's it. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. People will get introduced to me and I'll say, I'm an artist. And they go into this thing. Oh, I'm not. And then they go on and on. And I'm like, first of all, I never asked you if you were.
Yeah, right.
It's so funny.
Yeah. Well, you have one of those jobs that's really interesting to people.
Yes.
It's like, I work at the bank. Okay, great. And that conversation is usually over unless they need a loan. But, in an artist, there's so much to it.
There is.
And so maybe let's talk about the elephant in the room, which is this painting right here.
Sure.
We've been staring at it. It's cool. I mean, obviously, it's a high quality. How did this get birthed?
Okay, so I was asked to do to set up pop-up for my wares at a clothing store. This one's called Daisy Blue. So it would first start in black and white like this.
Okay, you made like the sunflower.
They all start in black and white. Is that correct?
Yep. So I pre-prep. This wasn't live, so I pre-prep this, and then I bring it. And as you can see, people are adding to the canvas on this.
So everybody's contributing.
It's a collaboration.
It's a collaboration.
Oh
That's
gosh,
one of
I
my
love that.
hot words for me. Collaborate. I love people. I love collaboration, and I love spontaneous art because it kind of like jars people. They're like, I can't. They kind of go through this whole drama in their head, and they're like, I don't know what to do. And I love doing this. I love not looking at the canvas, taking an oil and just saying, you just need to do this. And they're like, you didn't even look at the canvas.
Right.
And I go, that's okay. It's about contribution. It's about making your mark. And then they relax.
I love it.
Cool. What a great idea.
I am an artist and creative.
Yeah.
right.
Well, and I love it because my mantra in 2026 is bring people together. Those are the 3 words that I'm living by and trying to make those 3 words influence every decision I make. So that's super cool to see you bringing people together this way.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's
And then
a lot
what do
of
the
fun.
words say?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's a good question.
Can I have a
So,
question about the words? Because I have a question about the words
Yeah,
before
for sure.
what they say.
Yeah.
This is how all your art starts with words. It starts with words first, and then it goes to black and white. Can you talk about that?
Yes. So when I found this, it was right after I had a revelation of the power of words. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, I didn't read a lot as a kid or through my 20s. I drank a lot. Let's say that. So when I started reading,
Oh, you too.
I didn't know what to say to somebody who maybe was sick. So my very first piece was, I am healthy, healed, happy, and blessed. And I would write the words right down the middle. And my secret, just like this, just around and my secret sauce is advanced doodling. I go, just doodle.
Have fun with it.
Have fun with it. It just kind of happened, and it's.
But it starts with the words.
It starts with the words,
phrase.
Yeah.
That's
But
amazing.
this one started with an image, and then these words around here, as you had asked, they're the corporate mission. So I put in there, what do they stand for? So it's a great way for companies to reinforce their values, and then everybody gets a digital copy of the black and white and the colored version. So if all the team members
Brilliant idea.
have a value piece that they get to color every day, don't you think those values are going to get into their...
Well, and just looking at the painting on the wall every day that we all created together,
Yeah.
how do you, and then you hire new employees and they're like, what's this? And you weren't there to paint it. And they feel left out. You know what I mean? But this is such a cool togetherness piece.
Together,
It really is
and
amazing.
and when people go off the rails, I love it. Like, there's this one I did for an architecture firm downtown Phoenix, and so I did their building. Of course, they wanted their building. So in there, I hid all sorts of things, and then the colored version of that, they have these big like sun person and moon person on top, and it totally transformed from the original black and white. So they were like off the charts, and
So
they went for it.
Max, we may need your help here, but I want to show another painting that she made where you were listening. Yeah, the one
this
behind
one.
you.
Yeah.
You were listening to our podcast.
Yeah, you can take that one.
And here, I'll take it right here. Be careful with this work of art, Max. Thank you. And she painted, and we got clearance for him to show.
Clarence.
Remember James from the bank we had on?
James Christensen.
Absolutely. Pretty cool guy. And I
Gateway
can
Bank.
imagine
Shout
him
out to
being-
Gateway Bank.
I can imagine him being so into this creation right
You know,
here. Has he
nice.
seen it yet?
He has.
Okay.
He
Now,
has.
that's a great. I mean, that's
Yeah.
a great.
It looks just like him.
image him. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it looks
That
just
was
like
challenging because I'm not a huge portrait girl, but
No,
I dug in.
So, okay, how does this all start? How does this come to be? You put on the episode, you're listening
Right.
to him.
Yeah. So I'm taking notes. I'm just going and taking notes, and I'm pulling out these phrases that, vulnerability. I'm pulling all his key words.
That was from our podcast. The
yeah.
words.
I listened to one other one, like two, to get a lot of information, and then what I do with the words, the unboring, and then the image of a bank, self-care, and then Teresa, who she's been on your podcast,
she
right?
connected us. Yes, the great
So
Teresa
I put
Porter.
in the self-care down there.
Yes.
So images match the word.
Well, and there's like a
Yeah.
clock up in the top there.
Yep,
Be
yep.
personal.
Yeah.
Be
productive.
So cool.
Yeah.
Real honest. There's like a hand there with a heart on it. Like just
Yep,
so many
yep.
details.
It's a true piece of art. And that's what you.
Thank you.
know,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
define that as.
It's fun.
And so,
It's
okay,
fun.
so this is just a prime example of what you do. So
Right.
you'll make this. Now
Yep.
you'll go into Gateway Bank.
Yep.
Give it to these guys, and they'll all color this.
Yes. So he will get to the original, only original. So I digitize it, something like this size,
Yeah.
and everybody will get a copy of this,
Ah.
so they can have a personal copy. And then I'll reproduce this off my website to a large canvas. Just
But he
depending.
has this framed in
Framed
his
in-
office.
in his office.
Yeah,
Yeah, in the
for
bank
sure.
or wherever. So that bigger piece is
So
like
cool.
that canvas that we just saw,
Yeah.
and it will be reproduced on there, and everybody will paint with oil paint sticks, and then they'll get a chance to do that as well. And at the same time, and this is another thing I'll talk about, I'm coming in, I'm asking questions about legacy and vision.
All right. Well, let's go there right now.
Yeah.
There is purpose behind the painting.
Absolutely.
Is that what you say? Is
Yes.
that a tagline? You can steal it if you need. Yeah.
Okay,
There's
thank you.
purpose behind the
There's
painting.
purpose.
And the purpose is what?
The purpose is to know that you are creative and you can do this. But bigger than that, when you color my designs in particular. Now I didn't do this. This was God-given, God-driven. It
Yeah.
just kind of happened. I did a name card and they started coloring it. So you have to make micro decisions. Every time you color a piece, it's abstract. So you have to choose a color. That's a decision. You have to choose a direction. And then you have to choose when to start and when to stop. So all those tiny little
Decisions.
choices are so little. And you're not like, these aren't high stakes. We're doing what they call lateral movement, team building.
Okay.
Which is side by side. The task is not talking. The task is coloring. So for these introverts, they really like it, right? You're not pressured. All the stakes are really low.
You don't have to share your feelings.
Yeah. Then what happens is the brain gets the left side, calms down. It actually kind of like gets a pacifier. You're not thinking of, what am I going to say next? What's the competition? What can I do? You're not like looking to shine. You actually have a task. And I'm telling you, I've done this for years with, let's say there's a big piece and it's on the table and everybody's around and we're all coloring. Nobody, and I mind you, no one interrupts each other. And that doesn't happen normally.
Right.
Everybody's like jockeying and
Everybody's into it.
and normally your left brain and right brain are jockeying for position. And we live in this left brain, We want to give this side a chance to like go. And when you get something in your hand as far as a paintbrush or something, a coloring, all of a sudden everything shifts There's so much science behind this. It's
so
it's
cool.
crazy.
But I mean, but I
Yeah.
love the team building aspect of it. But what I like even more is that you're getting people out their comfort zone a little bit.
Yes.
And you're getting them into this part of their brain that they don't live in all the time.
Absolutely.
Right?
It's sounding therapeutic. Is that the word?
It is therapeutic, but it's more than that. But it's like this stimuli that I would imagine while these people are working on this thing, these ideas start showing up in their heads, right?
Okay, right. Because here's why. You bypass the left brain and you reach the emotion immediately.
Yeah.
And so I'm doing this new class called Painting from the Soul. And that's exactly kind of what we were all talking about. You get to process. I have 1 art class, 2-hour art class, and I have like breakthroughs because we're painting, we're creating, we're doing all this stuff. People start crying. I'm like, oh my gosh, what just happened?
Yes.
They're letting go of perfectionism. They're letting go all these hang-ups. So now I'm going through a class myself to kind of say, okay, what is this all about? Because I don't have training as a counselor. I don't really have training as a fine artist. This was really nothing I did in college.
Like you said, God-given.
Gifted.
Yeah, I did a minor in art in college.
All right,
And,
it's a little bit more than
some
most.
things have happened, right? And then
You
just
could
kinda
draw that.
Yeah,
That's you're a little better than average.
Well,
Let's
no,
give you that.
that was learned. So let
Learned.
me share another
Learned.
like amazing thing. Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain by Betty Edwards. Have you heard of it?
No.
So that book is so amazing. So I did that class a whole week, and it's taught by her son now. So when I say learned, I could not do portraits.
Interesting.
And I really couldn't draw that well as being an artist. And it's really important to know how to draw and be an artist. You know,
Yeah.
I could do this lettering, but that's different than drawing.
So, hey, listen, I've got a question because it sounds so fun and easy, and the collaboration, everyone does it. Okay, there's got to be some difficult parts, and this is where my question leads
Okay,
to.
go.
If someone feels stuck creatively, spiritually, or as a leader, they can't get around it.
Yeah.
What's the first word they need to stop speaking over their life and start talking about and writing about?
Oh, that's wonderful. I have a prime example of that. When I was leaving a life in Massachusetts and not knowing where I was going, I was like, what should I do? What should I do? So I kept saying, I don't know what to do. I said those words. I don't know what to do. I'm like, where am I going? And it just hit me. I'm like, oh, I'm going to reverse that.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I know what to do. And in a matter of a day, I'm walking in, I was working in downtown Boston. I'm walking on State Street. I was just going up to work, and I'm like, it hit me. I'm telling you, it just hit me. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to New York City because I was from New Jersey. And I walked right up and gave my notice. Like 2 weeks. I'm like, that's what I just like. You had a
felt
crescendo.
so real.
Yeah, it felt so
spun
real.
that.
So the speaking,
'Cause
is
it was.
even
Word.
if you don't know, you kind of have to trick the brain, and you have to release whatever that is that you don't know and trust.
You must have known in your soul for that to pop in like that. There's
Not
something-
really.
But I'm saying I'm saying
Yeah.
innately. I mean,
Innately,
how-
maybe,
you
maybe.
think? I don't know.
It was a choice between San Francisco or New York, but I had family in New Jersey. It would have been an easy transition.
Boston,
Okay.
by the way, my old stomping ground. So did you go to school or did you work
Yeah,
there?
Salem State College.
Okay, we're right down the street. I'm Northeastern, right in
Yep.
the city.
Yep.
Been to Salem.
I understand the parallel to vision.
Yep.
Help me understand the line to legacy.
Oh, that is huge. We don't even realize we're leaving a legacy every day. What are you leaving? What are you saying to your children? What are you doing? Like, then we start to lift it up. Like James's legacy, it came through a crash, a personal crash.
Right.
But he has decided to be open about it and to share. It's okay not to be okay. Like giving people that permission. That's huge in a day where it's like, go, make it, bank, money, right? So legacy, we just need to identify what is that legacy.
But how does art help us do that?
Okay, it helps us release it. Again, the
I
emotions
see.
are back here. So when I do a class Wednesday nights online, and it's a prophetic art class.
Prophetic?
Prophetic.
Okay.
Yeah.
What
So
does that mean? I've heard that word so much.
You're listening for
Okay.
what to do, more intuitive. That I'm not teaching you what to say. So we'll read a devotion, and whatever word in that little devotion hit you, and then I'll have them put that word on here, right, on the paper. Then we get to use mediums. The mediums I use are chalk and colored pencil. So when I do this in person too, like the last couple of years. So when people are like sitting there they got their word and they're like, now what? I don't know what to do. So chalk is the best breakthrough because you can go like this and smear it. And the first couple of times I did that, I was just demoing. Well, let me see. I put a word in chalk and I didn't like it. I was like, oh, let's do this. And they all kind of just looked at me like, what did she just do? She ruined her paper. So when you get past the blank canvas part and just go in with art, that's the best thing. Just make a mess, get messy. I had a person work with this. Part of my class is to try the pen. So they simply did this. I'll show you. They simply did. I said, what you have to do to try the class is you have to do this and see where the mark is, see how it rolls. And I turn around and I go to somebody else and Debra's like, Debra. She is bawling. I'm like, what? You're just trying the class. What's going on? I sat for the next 2 hours and we talked. She wanted to run. She's like, I gotta get out of here. But it came because she was adopted. And she was like so happy she was adopted that she was perfect in everything. She excelled in art, not art, sports, school, everything. She was the top of the line. And she broke through because this was not perfect. This was far from perfection. And it hit her at a level that she couldn't explain. Again, art brought that emotion forward, and she didn't even realize she was steeped in perfectionism.
So art opens the door.
It does.
Yeah,
It does.
That's interesting.
And you just got to know it does. And in that book, I highly recommend to read the drawing book.
You just drew on your head.
Oh, maybe.
You did.
Oh, right, because I put this on the back. Right down the middle.
She did.
That's perfect.
That's perfect for this segment. That's it.
Thank you.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, looks like maybe it's
Mark
Ash
it.
We'll
Wednesday.
keep it on.
Yeah.
We'll release this on Ash Wednesday. How about that? I don't know.
There you go.
Really cool concept.
Yeah,
I
it really
love
is.
what
I love
you're
it.
doing.
Yeah, it's so fun. My friend, we were talking the other day. I'm like, yeah, I want to get into all the boardrooms with the guys with ties and suits.
Yeah, for sure.
Say, oh, we're just gonna color and talk during the boardroom today, and they'd be like, what? But there's power in that.
Yeah.
There's such power.
One of the coolest things we have at our church is we have on special Sundays they bring in somebody who draws a painting while the pastor is talking.
That's cool.
And then at the end of the sermon, you see this amazing thing, and you do this.
Yeah, I
well.
do
like,
this well.
Debra.
Yeah.
Sounds like what she does too.
Yep.
Amazing. Well, we will link to everything Debra Lee is doing in
What's the
our
website?
site.
Your website is
ColorMeArtSpa.com.
Color Me Art Spa.
Yeah.
So amazing.
Thank you.
I just
it's
love
so
it.
fun. It's so fun.
Very
and thanks
impressive.
to everybody for watching today. Thanks again to the crew here at Craft 64 for tolerating us and our lights.
Yes.
In the corner here. Thanks to Nicole Farr and Aiesha Beasley for being our guests today. And then, of course, Amy Richardson and Dwayne Seed and Cravata down there in the toque.
Yeah.
We love having those
and
guys
our
aboard.
gracious hosts, of course, can't say enough. Craft 64,
Sure.
Scottsdale, Chandler. You can have a pie.
Do you eat pizza?
Oh, yeah.
Apparently,
Is
they
it the
have
best?
one of the best pizzas in Arizona.
All right.
Apparently.
Got to do it.
Roll the dice.
It is.
Yeah.
There's
Look.
no apparently.
Look, this
It
guy
is.
will eat a pizza with you right now.
I will.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
All right, good stuff. Thanks again for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time on our Move the Needle YouTube and podcast series. Do us a favor, share this with a friend that hasn't seen it yet, and make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. We'll see you next time.